And the final score, not exactly an indicator of how ugly and how close this game was. 30-6, the Armpit wins, advances, but all the storylines will be in Pittsburgh.
One of the... Yeah, probably the most boring game of the weekend, I think. I mean, New England and the Chargers push it, but this one was 7-6 for forever, and you're just like, dear God, somebody please move the ball. The Texans could not protect it at all. We're turning it over a ton. I wondered, so yesterday I signed up for Underdog after I saw your little link.
My losses?
No, I saw your little link, and so I was like, you know what, I'm going to try this, which, by the way, I lost on my little parlay, which made me upset, because it was...
You're allowed to go ahead and play now?
I'm not doing anything with NFL Network.
Oh,
baby. Yeah, new Bobby.
So
new year, new you.
It was under half a rushing yard for C.J. Stroud in the first quarter, which was correct. But then it was over half a rushing yard for the game for Aaron Rodgers, and he got, clipped by his heels at one point while he was trying to scramble, and I got pissed. But, I mean, it's just one of the things that they had on there was over-under,
Did you use the
fumbles.
Code Tolo for $75 in free money?
Yeah. And so one of the promo codes, where one of the things they had up there as an option, was C.J. Stroud fumbles, and it was 1.5. And I was like, what? That seems odd. He's not a big fumbler, is he? He was fumbling the ball last night. He couldn't hold on to it. And this was just, Pittsburgh is so bad offensively. If this was any sort of a competent offense that Houston was playing last night, they might lose this game, even though they win by 24. But that...
Yeah, people are sitting there praising the Texans defense nonstop, and I was like, okay, but yeah.
It's both are true. That Texans defense is
very good.
Swarming. They are so good, but it also matters who you're going up against, which is old Aaron Rodgers, guys who can't catch, an offensive line that can't block. It was just a brutal showing for the Steelers offense.
I had a buddy who put literally a nickel, $5 down on...
It's not literally...
No, it's not literally a nickel. But $5 down on Houston having 2 defensive touchdowns. 80-1. $5 turned into 400. I thought that was kind of low, to be honest with you. 80-1?
Yeah.
I figured it'd be I don't know, 150-1.
That's how good their defense is, baby.
I was upset that someone had to win this game.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Houston to be eliminated. RJ's eventual Super Bowl champion by the numbers. And I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm like, this is trash. This is garbage.
Are you certain of that, though? When you say, I can't wait for Houston to be eliminated, when you watch that defense, are you certain they're going to be eliminated?
Who are they facing next?
Who do they have next? In New England.
Yeah.
I'm not certain because of New England's performance against the Chargers, but I'm very hopeful and optimistic.
God. My worst nightmare would be Denver-Houston AFC title game.
And Houston would beat Denver.
I think so. But that would be just...
I don't know about all that.
10-3.
Bo Nix, are you kidding me? He would look worse than Rodgers did last night.
And it upset me that C.J. Stroud got a W in this.
Yes.
C.J. Stroud was the storyline. It's not going to be Tomlin and Rodgers, and are they leaving, and when are they going to leave, and is Tomlin going to be fired? Is he going to step away? Is he going to go on the TV? Is he going to have another head coaching job? But I wanted C.J. Stroud deserved to be the storyline this morning. Watching him dance and sit there and wave while walking off the field, taunting the Steelers fans infuriated me. He turns it over 3 times. The Steelers turn that into 3 points. And again, tag the FBI in the investigation because CJ was so horrific and so terrible that it made you wonder, at least me for a split second, if the fix was in.
He's single-handedly going to end the QBR stat. He had a 62.
Oh my God!
For the season, or he had it for the game, for the game too.
Yeah, which is a decent. That's a decent number. You're not
the 60s kind of just okay. There you go.
It's fine, right? It's like a baseline number.
But it wasn't a fine. There you go performance.
No, it wasn't. It was not very good at all. But that's he keeps getting picked up. This is what happened last year. They didn't pick him up. That was the problem. They started losing games because they couldn't pick up CJ after he would have bad performances. So it would be tied to, all right, did they win the game or not? Their offense was so bad, particularly in the second half last year. They couldn't score. But, I guess that's worth tracking this year. How many times does the defense equal or outscore their offense? Because that's now, heading into this game, I guess that's why it was 80-1. Houston had 6 touchdowns on defense this year.
6?
Mm-hmm. So that's 7 and 8.
Yesterday on the show, we were all, Choppy and I, Peyton was not, kind of leaning towards wanting to see, because Houston's not interesting whatsoever. I like D'Amico. I root for D'Amico, but not that much. To where I want to see them continue to advance. And RJ and I were like, all right, let's go ahead and take the Rodgers thing to the second round. Well, in that game, just watching his temper and watching him go off on everybody else, like, you're an idiot, you're running the wrong route, I care more, I'm going to snap and yell and curse and go over to the sideline, and I'm going to look so... I was happy he was eliminated.
You remembered, oh, yeah, that's Aaron. I forgot.
Yeah.
You forget for a little bit sometimes that, oh, yeah, this is why we all hated him for so long. He's still that. Did you notice there were like 2 or 3 quick snaps he did? Did you notice he did the here we go cadence?
No.
He had, like, coming out of a timeout one time, he did just quick, here we go, is that it?
He had told McAfee he loves it. He thought it was like almost brilliant what the Cowboys and Dak Prescott were doing. But all those screens and all those quick outs and everything to the flat and all the dump offs, get that out of here forever. And I think it will be with Rodgers stepping away. Rodgers went to the podium afterwards and he was asked about Mike Tomlin on the hot seat.
I mean, this league has changed a lot in my 21 years. You know, when you hear a conversation about the Mike Tomlins of the world, Matt LaFleur's of the world, those are just 2 that kind of I've played for. And when I first got in the league, there wouldn't be conversation about whether those guys were on the hot seat. You know, but the way that the league is covered now, and the way that there's snap decisions and the validity given to the Twitter experts and all the experts on TV now who make it seem like they know what the hell they're talking about. To me, that's an absolute joke. And for either of those 2 guys to be on the hot seat is really apropos of where we're at as a society and a league, because obviously Matt's done a lot of great things in Green Bay, and we had a lot of success. Mike T has had more success than damn near anybody in the league for the last 19, 20 years. And more than that, though, when you have the right guy and the culture is right, you don't think about making a change. It's not how I would do things and not how the league used to be.
You know why Aaron Rodgers is very supportive of Mike Tomlin?
He was inspired by Lynn Jones.
Who's Lynn Jones?
That's the Jacksonville reporter.
Because Aaron Rodgers is the Mike Tomlin of NFL players and quarterbacks. Winning one early and then nothing afterwards. And Rodgers at least has, I think, a playoff win in that time. No playoff wins in 9 years for Mike Tomlin, as RJ has been pointing out. 0 for 6 in the playoffs in that span. 8-12 record in the playoffs overall. He started 5-1, Rodgers, 3-11 since. So save me with the whole... It is just ridiculous, and it's an indictment of society that Mike Tomlin on the hot seat is even a topic in a discussion. He hasn't won a playoff game in 9 years.
Yeah, look, in the 60s and the 70s, maybe even in the 80s, is he still around? Yeah, like
Tom Landry.
Yeah, like Twitter world.
So Jerry Dibbett needed to be... I'm kidding. I'm joking around.
Twitter in the social media era where owners have a direct line to the players, the GMs have a direct line to the fans. The GMs have a direct line. They hear the overdone craziness on social media.
Yeah,
you have
like maybe what's happening with Sirianni right now.
Right, you have, instead of having 3 years, you have 2. Right, instead of having 5 years, you have 4. But also like we always ask, if Jerry were to step down and just be a free agent, like which team would hire him? Right. Well, which team would still have Mike Tomlin as their coach?
Still have him.
Because someone's going to hire him in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say, still have him. Nobody. Hire him
2
again.
Seconds. He'll have a job.
Most teams.
He'll have a job before he cleans his desk out.
Yeah.
He'll have a new job before he cleans his desk out.
I had somebody tell me he would, if they lost this game, they thought he was going to be in trouble, like with Pittsburgh. They said the only thing that might save him would be Aaron Rodgers really does love him, and if Rodgers decided he wanted to come back, they would probably run it back with Tomlin.
Can you imagine being a Steelers fan and watching this offense next year?
Yeah, like there's value in relevance and making it to the
cover
tournament.
The Cowboys.
Right.
You said make it to the tournament.
Make it to the tournament every year. And this goes for like a lot of sports. Right? NCAA tournament. Just get in the tournament and, like it makes it more fun, right? It just makes the whole season more fun. But there comes a time where it's like, all right, at least get to the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
Can I get to the Elite Eight? Can I make a run? One run? Just one?
If it's been enough for Harbaugh and Baltimore, the same thing would seem like it applies here. So Rodgers, again, do you think that Mike Tomlin is going to return?
I've answered that a number of times. I've talked extensively about how I feel about Mike. And I just did in that answer. So thanks.
And I just did that effing answer. I think both guys are gone and should be gone.
Tomlin and
Rodgers.
Rodgers, okay. I didn't know if we're talking about LaFleur still.
No, we'll get to LaFleur. LaFleur sounds like he's returning.
I think Rodgers is probably done. Tomlin, I'll never know what they're going to do. What they really need to do is just they need to come up with a suspension for him for a whole year so they could stink, because he can make that team still be 7-10. They need to really be bad.
Yeah, he needs to have a targeting controversy or a bounty gate thing, or
just go.
You should be able to relegate him for a year to the PFF barn, like Mike McCarthy. Which, by the way, so he draws the comparison to LaFleur. We talked about how Harbaugh had such a great run, but had not been great recently. Harbaugh, LaFleur, Tomlin, since 2017, they are 6-18 combined in the playoffs.
Ooh.
And then you've got Sean McDermott, who everybody wants to run out of the playoffs. Sean McDermott, since 2017, is 8-7. He has a winning record in the playoffs.
And just got his first career road win in Jacksonville. By the way, TJ Watt, it's an RJ choppy morning to start off, because the only bet I did not take last night was the freaking one that won, with the Texans covering easily at the end of the day, 30-6. But TJ Watt, I didn't notice him at all, and he's now 0 for 5 in the postseason. So
almost as if defense doesn't matter.
I got to put him now behind Micah Parsons,
highest paid defense in the NFL.
You watched that play last night. You just watched Houston
scored twice. They didn't play a real offense.
They didn't play a real offense, but the Steelers are the highest paid defense in the league.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice TJ. He's 0 for 5. So there we go.
Defensive evaluation matters, too.
Yeah.
Because going and throwing money at old-ass Ramsey and old-ass Darius Slay and people like that is not smart.
Jared Sandler is chiming in. Packer fan. I love Rodgers. At one time, if you looked at his playoff track record, he was getting screwed by others, but ultimately he came up short in his own performance too often. 2020 versus Tampa, 21 versus San Fran, really poor. Last week in 2022 versus Detroit was basically a playoff game. So get the Dinkin, get the Duncan out of here, and let's finally see a picture of his wife, whose existence I'm still questioning.
Brittany?
He's wearing a wedding ring.
It's Brittany, right?
I don't know.
Britney Spears.
I don't know. 877, yeah. You'd have to be that crazy to be with Aaron.
I'm saying, what if that seems like a perfect match to me, actually?